Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Sunday, August 13th, 2023. The fire potential impacts for the next couple of days are shown here. We're still looking for isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms across the southern Nevada, southern Utah today. Tomorrow we'll see a little bit of moisture split off and move northwestward into northwest Nevada for some more mixed wet, dry thunderstorms there. And then more of the same on Tuesday, but becoming a little bit more isolated across the west here. Across the north, we have heat building in, temperatures at least 5 degrees above normal for the time of year, and a drier air mass up there as well. Yesterday's precip and lightning is shown here with some storms across the southern Great Basin, southern Utah, the Arizona Strip, and then that band across central Nevada. We did see some thunderstorms across northeast Utah and the Uinta Basin as well, which did result in some fires. Fire activity for the past 24 hours is shown here with 16 fires and 25 acres, most of that activity occurring in Utah. Precipitation for the past 14 days still shows that large amount of moisture that moved up last week into northern Utah and southern Idaho, but we do have a pretty significant dry pocket in western Nevada, and then this little dry area as well in far southeast Utah. Current ERC conditions, these are percentile values, show ERCs below the 60th percentile for much of Utah, southern Nevada, eastern Idaho, and western Wyoming, but we are seeing values increasing across the Snake River Plain as the warm, dry air moves in there, and then also northwest Nevada, which has been kind of elevated this whole time. A closer look at the values for the central Idaho mountains show that significant decrease that we had with the moisture surge, but those values are increasing once again as the warm, dry air moves in. Expect to see those continue to rise over the coming days. And then here over northeast Utah, where we did see some fire activity yesterday, those values are relatively close to normal for the time of year, which isn't exceptional with some of the precip they've seen recently. This morning's satellite imagery is showing that band of moisture still in place over central southern Nevada and southern Utah. We have this low kind of dominating the position of that moisture here over southern California, and the high clear off to the south and east, high over the northwest, which is keeping temperatures really warm over Idaho. So for today, again, warm and dry across the north, and this little band of moisture across the south. No high risk for today. Closer look at the precip shows we'll see that precipitation over central Nevada once again today and the higher elevations of south central Utah. Most of the wind gusts are associated with the thunderstorms, but we do see some winds over eastern Idaho and possibly over the western Payette here this afternoon. On Monday, the moisture surges a little bit further northward into northwest Nevada, and we do have some high risk for those isolated drier type thunderstorms there. Otherwise warm across the north and some moisture starting to move back into southeast Utah. So thunderstorm coverage on Monday expected across central Nevada up into portions of northwest Nevada, very, very isolated there but dry, and then over the south central Utah mountains, and we'll start to see moisture moving back into far southeast Utah as well. Relative humidities are dry across the north, especially over the lower elevations, but even in the higher elevations they're fairly low for this time of year. On Tuesday, we'll see moisture returning a little bit more robustly to southern and southeast Utah. Could see continued isolated thunderstorms chances over far western Nevada, and then continued dry across the north. No high risk. So again, on Tuesday, we'll see a higher chances for a wetting rain over southeast Utah, and then continued isolated storms over western Nevada. Very hot across the north. Boise will see a high of around 102 on Tuesday. 3-day precip totals are shown here. Again, looking for the precip over the south central Utah mountains and then here into central Nevada. On Wednesday, some moisture lingers across Nevada, or moisture moves across Nevada for maybe some cloud cover, higher relative humidities. Not looking for a whole lot of precip out of that. And then we'll start to see the high move over the Great Basin, start transitioning on Wednesday. On Thursday, we still have this high trying to build into the Great Basin with the low off the California coast. This will start to allow a little bit more moisture up into the Great Basin. Not looking for any significant precip here with this moisture up into Idaho, but could start to shave a few degrees off those highs that are expected for the first part of the week. Friday is when we'll first start to see more significant monsoonal moisture returning to the Great Basin, especially Utah, possibly eastern Nevada. That will begin on Friday with showers and thunderstorms. Still dry across the north. And then Saturday, we'll see that moisture push further north, and this is when we could really see more widespread showers and thunderstorms even up into Idaho. So this is a significant forecast that we're keeping an eye on to see if that remains in the forecast. It's been in there for a couple of days, so it looks like we'll be seeing moisture surge through Utah up into Idaho by next weekend, and that should cause a decrease in our fire danger overall. The 7-day totals look pretty impressive. Looks like everybody across the Great Basin has a chance to see some at least light precipitation, or at least good cloud cover and increase in relative humidity as we head into next weekend. So we'll be keeping our eye on that. An extended forecast looks pretty good too. Near normal temperatures across Idaho and Nevada. Above normal chances for precip area wide, with the bullseye across Idaho. That concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back tomorrow for the latest updates.